Hi, champs. Welcome again to the Solidarity Podcast, where we share impactful stories and also create empowerment for the people. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And in the studio with me again, we have Michelle.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's so nice to be here again. I mean, the first podcast was interesting, and I want to share again.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I have a question for you.
Okay.
With what is happening in the country, what area do you think the government is lacking and they can do better? Is it education? Let's say you have to pick now. Is it education, training, business, granting funds to people? What area do you think the government have to do better?
I think I would say education first.
Okay.
I mean, none is better than the other, but I think I'd say education, because the greatest nations in the world built a stronghold on their educational system, right? I think there's an adage that says, train a girl child and you train a nation, right? So I think education, both formal education, informal education, non-formal education, I think that is one way in which the government can build the nation. Also, not taking out business too. It's not everybody that wants to go to school, right? That's why I said informal and non-formal. Informal being morals and all of that, while non-formal being skills acquisition and all of that, right? So I think the government needs to do they need to do something great when it comes to also impacting people in skill acquisition. Business owners need funding, right? Like, as I said in the earlier podcast, that one of my greatest issues at that time was funding, because if I had funding, maybe my first business wouldn't have died, because maybe I would have gotten more dispatch riders. I would have even rented a kitchen space. Expanded, because at that time, my kitchen space was like 20 minutes away from my customers, right? And 20 minutes is a whole lot of time. I think more than that. And rain falls. Nobody wants to deliver, right? Nobody wants to dispatch your food
dispatch rider will not want
dispatch rider will want to go. So if I'm closer to my customers, it's just, and where I started off the business at that time, all the banks were in one street.
Okay.
So I could imagine having my kitchen in the bank street. So it's just something easy. It's just for me to just, walk into these banks, deliver the food, and that's it. But the funding before I buy land or even lease land, then think of building a kitchen and all of that, it's a lot. So I think the business aspect, they can't leave that out. Every aspect. I mean, the roads, they have to do the roads. If the roads are good, rain doesn't fall, dispatch riders they will deliver this food, So I think none can be, left out.
Okay.
So,
there's this bridge in education and all of that, this gap that needs to be filled, because I feel like people are not getting the right information. Even those that are even getting it, they're like, okay, because every day we hear of people dropping out of school, going to start a business because their brain cannot carry it.
Yeah.
It is God that helped me in that 4 years, because at some point I was like, can I do this? Because it was different, from secondary or going to the university. I was just...
It's a different ball game.
Exactly, different. Nobody prepares. Even when they're like, when you go to university,
our teachers just tell us that when you go to university, you will enjoy. Nobody will tell you what to do. You will sleep.
Do you get? I had to learn a lot of things. They were like,
that's true.
In my head, I'm like, do I want to do this? And again, me as a person, so I did, we did a course that has to do with calculation. I didn't like calculations. I did not like it. So I was like, is this worth it? At some point, I was struggling in school, but I told myself that, no, I can't. I have to get this. Even if I'm not going to use, let me just get the basics, because it will help you go far, be able to communicate with people and also meet individuals and sell yourself one way or the other and all of that. So I think education is very, very important. It's a
quality education.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was in 100 level, we had some GST courses, general studies, courses like MTH 111, courses like Physics 111, courses like general general courses, and in a hall, you're having about 2,000 people in one hall.
Yeah, true.
How do you want to learn? Like,
I was sleeping in those combined classes. I'm not proud.
I think for any Nigerian, I think why Nigerians are so dogged when it comes to you hear Nigerians outside the country, they are doing excellently well. I think it's because of these harsh conditions that we've had to overcome.
Yes,
because if I'm in a class of 2,000 people and I can still get an A in that course, then I think I can do anything. I'm a Superman.
Of course. Then there's strike and all of that.
So 4-year course is like 7 years.
5, 7.
So I think the government needs to do better in quality education.
And also, the Solidarity Club, they'll be able to raise funds, they'll be able to empower people,
I heard of that.
Support them in business and vocational training, in education, to be able to help them fill in this gap and this space. And we have some benefactors of this empowerment, and we're going to be having them in the studio with us to be able to share their experience and all of that. So we could get one or two things, how the journey has shaped them. And in the studio also, we have Mr. Timothy, one of the benefactors of the Empowerment Book Club. I'm sure he has something to tell us, his experience, his journey. So we'd like to hear from you, Timothy. What's your experience? How
did our money, how did it work for you?
How did we shape in your life? How did the club help to your goals and all of that? We want to hear what's going on with you.
Wow, I'm excited to be here.
Okay. We're excited to have you.
Thank you. My name is Timothy Tese Clement, a student of Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi. Now Joseph Sawantaka University.
Okay.
Back then, 2021, when I gained this admission in this very institution, I started the first semester and I discovered that all I saved on me erupts within that time frame. Okay. And I don't have the funds to further anymore. So I fall back to Abuja to come and hustle. I normally do cleaner job around. So I met Solidarity in the central area when I was about going to work. And since then, they empowered me, pay my tuition fee, pay all my bills in school. Great. So I'm here to testify.
Glory. I'm happy for you because back then in school, there were a lot of us that dropped out in 100 level. While we're doing our 100 level clearance, I can count like 10 people that dropped out because they either didn't have at that time in my school fees was 13,400, 12,400. Wow. But you can imagine people still dropping out. Then
imagine now.
So people are going through a lot.
Exactly.
Imagine now the school fees not be being so.
I just remembered my friend one time, she was saying something about law school because she wanted to go into law. She was complaining that it has moved from, I don't know how much it was then. Let's say, I'm not sure, but now she's complaining that it's like 400 and above.
That's crazy.
People are struggling to pay school fees. And I'm trying to understand why they would increase it to them. People are going through a lot. And now people are trying to do this thing about GoFundMe, help me get cash to further my education. And yes, there are individuals that are willing to help. Sometimes too, some of us, I realize that some of us too are not genuine with our story. And we could say, okay, this is the problem, meanwhile it's not the problem. And we're trying to create organization in order to fill in this gap. And I'm really, really proud of the club that's able to help individuals. Timothy is here to give his testimony and all of that. And I'm sure he's happy. You're doing well. It's not as tough as it was, right?
Yeah.
You're fine. You're
fine,
okay.
very fine.
Okay. So I have a question for Mr. Timothy. So Mr. Timothy, do you think this is something, maybe you see 5 million naira for ground now. Do you think this is something like you would want to also replicate? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people you've met in school that couldn't afford quality education. They're struggling. So do you think this is something that should be replicated?
Yes, of course. Because, any success story, if you benefit from anything, you also have to play your role by helping others. So if I'm opportune to have such funds, I can go to all those schools and also give assistance to the needy students.
So do you think there is maybe something better that because I mean, if the government was doing like 100, I know the government can't do everything.
Yes, they're trying.
But I mean, there are a lot of trust funds. Okay, I think the new administration is looking at doing student loan.
Yes, that's true.
Which I really do not believe in. That's my own take.
Okay.
But I mean, do you think that the government can do everything, or do you think people can also, people like the Solidarity Club, do you think that individual people can also come out and also assist, or do you think the government should be doing more into making sure that people get quality education?
Okay, government cannot do everything. Individuals also have a very big role to play by coming out to assist the needy ones.
Okay. Yeah, I also believe that.
Yeah, I believe that too, because this nation is our own, all of us. Yeah. So because there are some places the government are lacking, like we say, because I feel like the government are also not carrying out enough research and survey to understand what is going on. There are local governments we don't even know about. Because when I even went to the north, when I went to the north, I did not know that places existed and that kind of a thing. So it was a whole ball game. And even with them having a private school, they were still lacking. So I feel like the government should be able to do something. Individuals too should be able to come together to be able to fill in this gap and all of that, because we need to be there for each other and all of that. So, Timothy, I want to say thank you. I really, really appreciate that you're here to testify on how this club has been helping you and all the issues. I'm sure that we are also going to do more. We are trying to be able to cover that gap and cover the bridge for people lacking. And because we need to build a better home. This nation is ours. We need to build a better environment that is convenient for all of us. So we have to do everything we can to be there for each other. So I want to say thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle, for coming again to share your opinion and also helping us. And also, don't forget this book is available on Amazon seller. Every copy you purchase, 5% is going into the fundraising club that helps empower people and change the lives of people and the narrative. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much for being with us on this episode. We love you.